Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The question is asking, that is a very good question, because if the person is a muhrim and the Kaaba has atar on it, the multazam has atar on it, when he's walking through the haram, they've got bukhur, you can smell the bukhur, maybe the bukhur even go onto your ihram. Have you done something wrong then? Because you're not allowed to wear perfume whilst in the state of ihram. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "La tuhannitu," meaning do not pour any kind of perfume on the person who has passed away. And I mean, it's well known that the muhrim is not allowed to wear perfume. So how do we reconcile? Now, this is the answer given by Sheikh Abdul Aziz bin Baz. Before we go through his answer, the ulama from the past have talked about it. So the Shafi'iyya, they've said, if the person needs to be in such a location, then there is no harm in it. But if the person doesn't need to be in such a location and he stays there, then he needs to give the fidyah. The Malikiyya differentiate between which is a lot and not a lot, and the Hanabila are of the view that it is permissible because he hasn't intended it. But when it comes to all of the madhahib, they are all agreed, so it's very important that we understand this, that if the atar is there, okay, on something, and he puts it on and it, you know, he's kind of like wearing the perfume now, then that is not permissible at all with all the madhahib. And this is what we understand from the answer from the Shaykh as well. But if it's not something that he is actually putting on and it just gets rubbed onto him and he can smell it, or he's walking past and he can smell it, but he hasn't actually got the oil on him or anything like that, then there is no harm in that. The Shaykh has asked this question. We've got it here on YouTube, we've got the audio as well, but we've got the text. It says, so the question is asking, في حال استلام الركن touching the أن هجر الأسود
إذا كان رطب لا ما يضر. الحمد لله هذا أمر واسع.
It doesn't affect anything. إذا كان رطبا لا تلمس. This is what we were saying before. So if the perfume is literally there, and by touching you're going to get the perfume on your hand and you can see the perfume, then he shouldn't touch it. And this is why the scholars from the different madhahib have said, look, in that scenario we'd have to give a fidyah. وإذا لمسته وأنت لا تدري ما يضرك, and if you touched it and then the smell got onto you, then that doesn't harm you in the slightest. So there's a difference between, number one, need and not having a need. And obviously when you're touching the Hajr Aswad and the multazam, there's obviously a need. There's a difference between intention and not intention. When you're walking through the haram and you can smell the bukhur, or the person is there with the bukhur, I mean, you didn't intend that, you just walk past him. And this could happen even in, you know, the mall, for example, or in a hotel, or if you're going to get some food or whatever. But then the third aspect to this as well is that, does that thing remain on you? As in, like, you've got the perfume on you. There's a difference between being able to smell the perfume and actually having the perfume on you. And the second case is most likely when you are near the Kaaba or when you're in the masjid. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He purifies our internal as well as our external.